Anadolu'nun zengin kültürel mirası, binlerce yıllık gastronomi serüveni, farklı ülkelerden diplomatlar, ünlü şeflerle asırlık tariflerin izinde mutfağa giriyor.
Yes.
Mutfağın elçileri, Türk mutfağının geleneksel lezzetlerini pişiriyor. Atıksız, sağlıklı ve zamansız tarifler, Cumhurbaşkanlığı himayesinde ve Sayın Emine Erdoğan öncülüğünde Kültür ve Turizm Bakanlığı desteğiyle hazırlanan Asırlık Tariflerle Türk Mutfağı kitabından seçildi. Türk mutfağı bu kitapla sınırları aşıp dünyaya açıldı. Artık her yıl 21-27 Mayıs tarihleri arası tüm dünyada Türk Mutfağı Haftası olarak kutlanıyor.
Herkese merhabalar, ben Tolga Mireli. Bugün Hindistan Büyükelçimizin konutuna davetliyiz. Hem Türk mutfağı hem Hindistan mutfağı için çok önemli olan mercimeği kullanıp Büyükelçimizle beraber mercimek köftesi yapacağız.
Hoş geldiniz Tolga Bey.
Hoş bulduk Mr. Paul. Nasılsınız?
I'm delighted to welcome you to India House, and what a privilege to host a top Turkish chef at India House.
Thank you very much for your hospitality. Thank you very much, firstly, for your hospitality, Mr. Ambassador. I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really happy to talk with you the Indian food and the Turkish food together. Indian food, actually, for me, is my favorite cuisine, my favorite kitchen, I can say. And I also see that it's also similar to the Turkish cuisine. For example, I can say the naan bread, which we talked actually before, it's similar to the pide. And also the tandoor, which you cook, which you use it. The Indian cuisine they love to eat pilav rice, and also the Turkish cuisine. We also doing lots of rice, and we also love to eat rice.
I don't get to talk about food every day. It's a rare occasion, so it makes it even special to welcome you. Now, talking about food, there are many similarities, but at the same time, I find, my stay here in this wonderful country for about 7-8 months, I find there are differences, and there are some subtle differences. But on balance, I think the food, the Turkish food and the Indian cuisine, very diverse, on both sides.
Oh, ma'am. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Would you like to have some sugar?
No, thank you. I'm okay like this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think we are going to get started with masala chai.
Thank you. What's this one? It's a special tea, I think.
This is Indian tea, prepared the Indian way, with milk and with masala, as we say. It's a mixture of spices that adds to the flavor.
Can I also get some info what you use it for the masala?
Masala is a mix of a variety of spices, and if I know correctly, I think it's a good mixture of cardamom and cloves, and I think a little bit of nutmeg and also black pepper.
It's really tasteful, thank you. Also with the milk, it makes it more softer, I think.
Yeah, this is a tradition. I grew up drinking tea with milk. But here in Turkey, the way you brew chai.
You like the chai, also the Turkish one?
I really like the Turkish chai, not the chai itself, but also the way it is served, in those special glasses,
Yes,
and
small
without milk, and it can even be enjoyed, without sugar, and there is a taste. I've really grown to love it.
I also want to ask you, you said you are like 8 or 9 months in Turkey.
That's right.
And what do you think about the Turkish food, or which kind of foods you like in Turkey, in which parts of Turkey?
I find the variety in Turkish cuisine very striking. In different parts of the country, you have different cuisines. There is no one single Turkish cuisine. You go to the Aegean Sea, the Mediterranean, the Black Sea, the Central
Also
Anatolia
the product
cuisine.
you're gonna change.
Yeah, different raw material or ingredients and different cooking styles.
Sure.
And if you ask me what's my favorite, I would say that the Black Sea region, seafood is something which I love.
Sure.
And I was there for a couple of days in Masra and Sinop, and all my meals were hamsi, the anchovies, dolma, the rice wrapped in wine leaves. I used to, read in the books, and also I have sampled it in the past. But here, the way I see it, being served, the way it's prepared, it's amazing.
But if I can ask, like specially, which food you really like in Turkey?
The variety of breads you have, and again, there is some similarity. There are also differences. In India, we have roti and naan, and we have a bread baked with oils and clarified butter. We call it paratha. And when I came here and I saw gozlemiz,
it's actually really
it's so similar, and it's like being at home. You tend to keep the natural flavors intact, whether it's meat or fish or fruits and vegetables. Whereas in India, of course, the natural flavors are there. We are a little too generous with spices.
And Mr. Ambassador, before we go to cook our lentil köfte, I have a small present for you. Actually, it's from Hatay.
Well, thank you.
It's a spicy pepper sauce, I can say. And Hatay is very important for Turkey. It's also under protection of UNESCO with its gastronomy. And because of the big earthquake, because of the big disaster, we are actually very sad. We want to support the local people as well in order to revive their cuisine again back.
Thank you so much for this gift. And I would also like to extend our condolences on this terrible tragedy in southern Turkey, in February. I had the opportunity of visiting Hatay when the Indian medical team was here to help the Turkish people during those difficult times. And I was there at Iskandaram, I was there at Antakya, and I wish I was there in happier times, but I really look forward to, as things get better, to familiarize myself with that beautiful part of the country, not only the history of that part of the country and also the cuisine.
Really happy now to cook with you here. Thank you very much again. Actually, I set everything because we don't have really time. And here I have lentil and bulgur mix. I cook the lentils with water. For 1 part of lentil, I'm taking like 3 parts of water. I really boil it. When the lentils start to smash and start to pop up, then I add the bulgur in it. I just cover the lid and I just keep it for maybe 15-20 minutes and the bulgur is already ready. The next step is the onions. I have some onions here. I just cut them like small dices. I sweat it with the olive oil. I add 1 spoon of tomato paste. I just sweat it again and I just keep aside. And I have some scallions, I have some parsley and I have some dill. And for the spices, we're gonna use some salt, some cumin, and some red pepper flakes. And for the acidity, we're gonna add some lemon juice inside the mixture. Mr. Ambassador, do you like to cook or do you like to prepare something in the kitchen?
You know, once in a while I try, but today is quite an experience to be a part of this with a top chef in attendance. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you. I hope you're gonna like the taste. How I say, I have here the lentil and the bulgur mix. I cooked them before, but you really need to cook it nicely.
This is boiled and crushed.
Yes. Do you also want to knead it? If you want, I can give a glove for you as well.
Let's do it.
And at that point, actually, I can add the onion mix. This is the onion and tomato paste mix. I just put it here like this.
All together?
Yes, all together, please. Mix this one. I can add some salt on it, like around 1.5 teaspoons of salt will be enough. I will also add some cumin and also some red pepper flakes. We love, I think, a bit spicy, that's why I put a bit more.
You know, we can't imagine an Indian dish without anything.
We'll have some chilies, we'll have some spice.
And spicy, hot.
I can add the
parsley.
The parsley. And parsley in Turkish we are calling it like maydanoz. Maydanoz. And this is
so
the
some
dill.
Maydanoz and some dill.
Some maydanoz is in, some dill is in. Dill is dereotu. It's also really
smells
fresh.
Very nice and fresh.
Actually, I have here some scallions, some parsley, some dill. But if you want, you can also add some mint inside. It's also freshness. It gives also some freshness. And the scallions is in.
Mint is another thing which is very commonly used in Indian cuisine.
Sure. Yeah. Also with your raitas actually, right?
That's true.
Also some lemon is good, some acidity in it. I put some lemon juice. Almost ready actually. In Indian cuisine, ginger is also very important, right?
Ginger is very important, and ginger and even garlic.
Garlic as well.
Garlic as well.
Ginger, garlic, chili, I think.
And you know, these items in our cuisine, not only to give and add more flavor, but also, you know, they have some good proven medicinal properties.
Sure.
And so it's quite a whole.
Now maybe we can give like shape like a walnut.
Let me try.
Like this. Sure.
Smaller.
Smaller or bigger, how you want. And then we actually give our finger shapes like this. You can smash it.
Yeah,
Yes.
this looks
beautiful.
You know, on balance, it was a very exciting experience to be in the company of a top Turkish chef, being a part of preparing a Turkish dish, which I now like. It was quite an experience. And in the whole process, you know, it looked easy in the beginning, but towards the end, when, you know, we were rolling the lentil balls, I was not very sure whether I would be able to really get the right shape, the finger shape. But I think it turned out very well and it tasted very well.
And nowadays, it's a very big problem actually for whole world, the sustainability. And that's why actually we always need to care the food. We don't throw the food, we don't waste the food. And actually in the end, we need to respect all nature.
Absolutely, you know, climate change and various manifestations of climate change like global warming and the rest of it, I think it's very important, critical, to be mindful of the importance of how we grow food, how we cook food, and how we don't waste
Waste the
food.
food,
It's very
definitely.
important to live in harmony with nature. And I'm glad that we are touching upon this aspect,
Sure.
sustainability in whatever we do.
Just I want to serve one piece for you. I hope you're gonna like it. This is the one actually you can eat it. Some lemon juice on the top. And enjoy, please.
Thank you, Rabbi. It looks
It's
quite the same.
Quite the same.
Red lentil kofta.
Red lentil kofta.
Belgium kofta.
Köftesi. Yeah, enjoy
Delightful.
it.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yum. It's very important to be in happy mood when we cook. My father always tells me, and he says it all the time, that food tastes good if the one who cooks is in a good, happy and peaceful state of mind. And this is what we did today. So we were in happy mood and we prepared happy lentils.
Do you like it?
It has a very subtle lentil taste. There is, I'm not aware of any Indian dish which is quite the same. The taste of lentils are very much there, and the taste is not overpowered by spices.
Okay.
So what I taste is real lentils.
Lentil is there, the bulgur is there.
And the freshness of parsley and dill.
It comes
It
as
comes
well.
out very clear. I think it was a good experience, and I don't know whether I'm a good cook, but today I think it was not too bad, and I'll keep practicing not only this dish but other Turkish dishes, and with time I think I'll get better and better. So what I have tasted here today, thanks to you, is reflective of what I say, magical Turkey. There is magic in the air, and of course the Turkish food is a part of it. In India we say incredible India, whether it's the cuisine, whether the places, the people, the sights, and I hope that in the times to come, my Turkish friends will experience incredible India like I am experiencing magical Turkey.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you.
Turkish cuisine and the Indian cuisine, they are not cuisines of two countries, they are cuisines of two civilizations, old civilizations, and it reflects the cultural sophistication of the Turkish people and the Indian people. And I think any initiative like this to promote the Turkish cuisine and also the Indian cuisine, and how the cuisines bring people together, it's very important. And today's exercise, whatever we did, I think it will go a long way in bringing our two countries closer together.